Mask off from Future, or you guys want to do? I think mask off. Okay, Gucci Mane. You guys want to do a Gucci Mane beat? Let's do mask off. Okay, mask off. Where's the mask off at? Mask off. Instrumental. Okay. Yeah. Off Future. More like Wolf Game, fuck 'em all. More like Tyler, the creator, is the Molly hater. Okay, I woke up at that stay. I was like, hey, I'm chilling in a Sunday, reminiscing about 2020K, more like 2012. Back when I had help from everyone else. Back when hoes started to text me out the low. Back when I had at least money and I had that glow. Money and the flow. Didn't even have to think about the money, cause money was on my cash plate. Never hesitate to have girls ready to go on a date. Well, Tyler Kid was wild now. I look at him like, well, he started to live life different while. He used to be wild a child, now he looks like a clown that likes to look around and okay, not hating on the man, but man, maybe he should've just stuck to the way he started to stay. Cause back then I felt like everything was better than today. Yeah, remember when we had the controllers? Remember when we had the rovers? Remember when we had the time of a life? Remember when we had Black Ops 2 in the same night? Playing 2K. By the end of the day, we play okay. And we just chill with Jose, Sammy, and Ulysses, and everybody that like to play zombies, watching scary movies all night. By the end of the night, watch skydivers, live a life like Roman Atwood. When I was in 2015 getting laced, I was like, fuck it, I'ma listen to these guys like, hey, Roman Atwood seems to live an awesome life. Okay, he's the main YouTube head. He has a chill girl and he has a chill family. I just looked up to this guy like he has it all. He's just a baller that made it out the mall. Fousey Tube started a dress code. Started to live with all these dudes like they were on a roll. Doing pranks, everything felt okay, but I realized everything was not the same before I started taking meds. Started to dress different or scarce. I had to save my mess because I realized people didn't look impressed. Yeah, girls started to hate. Girls started to not ask me out on a date. I didn't hesitate to skip class. I was like, why go if I'm not even gonna pass? I was like, fuck this shit. I'ma drop out as a kid. My mom made me go back in that school. You better graduate or else I'ma make you get a fucking bad day. I was like, man, I'm on meds, can't go on display. You said you're not your present, right? Okay, let's go. So I'm not done with the beat. Let's go. I was like, I'm not gonna go out of this play. I'm just gonna observe. I gotta listen to the hate. So I started to go back and trace my time around. Acted like a clown cause I was on meds that didn't seem to phase my felicidad. It's more like happenings in Spanish. That's what you gotta say when you trying to chase. I chased the wrong girls that never looked at me the same way anymore when I was wrong in the head. Started to go to bed and pray to life that I could make it out alright. Next thing you know, living all alone in my home with my mom and my dad. I started to feel a little bit glad because I at least had friends that still looked at me and laughed and said, okay, we still got your back. My junior high friends started to play with my side all the time. Next thing in life, realized I still had no date or no compromise. I was alright. Ended up going to a different school. Fuck the other school of the people that dissed me and poisoned me out. Fuck that route. I had to chase another clout. Went to Owens Mouth High School, Canoga Park. It was by the block at the end of the playbook, like the football look. Had to skip school and I had to stop going to football practice. I was like, fuck it. I'ma go to Owens Mouth. Now I'm on a different route. When I walked in that house, the main guy in charge, he was kind of big. He charged me and started to press me as a kid. He was like, what got you in this mess? I was like, I don't want to snitch. He was like, why do you do this type of shit? I was like, man, I did some mistakes in the past that got me in this long lasting regret trying to get out my head. And he was like, okay, man, just tell me who did this to yourself. I didn't want to ask for help, but he was asking I could help and you will figure out what to do. I was like, okay. I just told him not to say anything, but I don't know who did it though. He was like, what you got in your flow? I was like, I got anxiety, but deep down I had bipolar, but I was too embarrassed to tell him the truth in the booth. Not spitting truth, not spitting rhymes, cause at the time I was just figuring out life. Wanted to graduate and make my mama proud, and looking out, had the same friends back out. Ended up going back on the same route with my other friends like Sammy and my true friends that lent me in the hand in the past. They were like, okay, let's go and play. Let's go over here and drink all day. Still taking meds, still doing all this shit, drinking beer, didn't give a hey. All these girls started to go out and be like, okay, we got Luis ready to go on a different route. Ended up balling out at prom. I ended up feeling okay, but still, I was wrong. Cause I couldn't feel happiness, man. Didn't have no Gladys around. All the town, all my friends were already going out with different girls. I was just a kid that didn't feel shit cause my life started to pick. Remembering back when I had all the chicks look at me and start to say, hey, let's do this. And now I don't have that no more. So I was like, fuck it, I'm out the score. Started feeling bored. I was like, do some chores. Ended up thinking about when I could make some bread. Started to go to work, but I felt like broken instead. I was like, I need to get a girl, at least get laid. Started to get paid. Started to tell Sam, hey, let's go to the strip club. Let's go and get laid. He was like, okay, let's go. So we went. I was only 18, started to drink, started to take pills, ecstasy, all this shit, living like I was in a dream. Seeing a girl pass by me with my cousin next to me, I slapped her ass, didn't even think fast, just was like, fuck it, I'ma do it all out. She looked back and looked at me like, what's this guy, what's his route? She slapped me in the face, a couple 30. Strip clubs came back, strippers came back and hugged me anyway. I was like, wow, I finally figured out real life now. Like, at least, at least I have a different route, guys. I have a nice route where I figured out that girls probably love me despite my history, despite my misery, despite what I have, despite my illness that I created in the past. I was like, wow, after feeling all these girls hug me like that, I was like, this is the life that I want to live now. I was like, okay, I'm about to go to work. I don't care if it's money in the dirt. I don't care if it's construction. I'ma put money. I'ma put in the grind. Realizing I could still do that type of high that I have. That type I had with the past girls from the strip. I was like, fuck it. I'ma get money with my friends and ask them if they want to hit the strip. Started doing this, started to go, but they wanted to hit the club though. I was like, fuck it, let's hit the club. So I hit the club, then I was like, okay, this is my chance to get a chick. Started humping all these chicks as they passed by. Next thing you know, this white chick looked at me like, why? Why are you doing this? Why you grabbing me by the hips? I don't even know you. Look at me with disgust in her face. I was like, am I really that ugly, or I'm just not right in the head? Started to realize that all these chicks just started to ignore and decline. I was like, wow, why am I this guy? So I realized maybe that's not part of the life. So I started going back to the strip, realizing this is the only chance I get. Ended up going, and I ended up with some thick chick. She was hella bad, man. She looked hella glad that I chose her. She grabbed me by the hand and she took me to the VIP dance. And I realized she had a fat ass, so I sneaked, tried to grab her cheek, and I ended up grabbing her by the butthole in peep. She was like, what the fuck is wrong? She looked at me like, what's wrong? I was like, okay, my bad. Started to say, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Then she started to apologize and say, no, it's okay. She started to grab me by the hips, risking it. I could have pulled out my dick. She started to unzip, but I didn't want to do that shit because I realized she was probably with another guy before me, and she looked like she probably sucked some D. So I was like, what if this girl has some herpes of unknown disease? I was like, nah, G, I can't do this right now. So she started to get on her knees and look at me in the eyes. I just looked at her and tried to get away. I kissed her, tried to leave her to not leave me by that type of stay. She ended up going back. Some dude from the back was looking at us all out. He was just trying to sneak in the room and trying to see what we were doing. She looked at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? She told him to leave and shit. Then she ended up going down on her back. She turned her ass around and started to jump with her pussy hanging out and her asshole looking at my face. She started to jump in my dick for like 20 minutes straight. I started to grab her ass and I started to smack it fast. Then I ended up nutting with my jeans on. I ended up realizing I didn't have any more to go, so she looked at me like, whoa. I told her, you want to go some more? And realizing I had to go, my cousin was at the door. He started to look at her when she walked out looking for me. He called her a hoe. We ended up going out. It was okay. Living that type of route, I realized I was probably getting out and living the best life I could live. But I realized I was still a virgin and shit. Cause my other cousin, a different type of guy, he's slender, tall, kinda skinny, kinda alright, dude. He told me, he's like, the truth is, Luis, you still haven't lost your virginity. I was like, okay, G, watch and see. I'ma get that, and I'ma make it back and talk to you in your face and realize that you made a mistake by dissing me. He was like, okay, let's see. So I ended up going with him one night. I ended up finding a Filipino chick. She was alright, skinny thigh, skinny thick, nice ass and shit. I grabbed her ass. She started to reach for my dick. I realized I had to take it out. I took it out. She looked surprised, like, wow, it's a nice. I started to look alright, and she's ended up giving me a hand job. Felt alright, but I didn't nut because she didn't wanna make me nut. I don't know why she didn't wanna make a mess. I reached out for money, but she was like, let's go to the VIP. And then she was like, let's see what we could do and be. I was like, okay, reached out, but I had an empty tank, didn't have no more money. Was out, went out of the club. Told my homie Omar, yo, you have some money so I can make some love to this chick. She's really offering me her pussy right now, bro. Please, before we dip. He was like, nah, bro, let's just dip.